Hello all you bladers. So this is the introduction of a new series where I take a stock combo of a bay and I make it into a different type. For example, what if World Spriggan was a defense type? Now, Iger created his bay based on pictures, which his sister did for him, and he chose it to be a balance type. So what if he created his bay to be a defense type? So we're going to be making a defense type combo of Achilles, but it's going to have the same attributes. Now, I would use the Z Achilles layer because that's the Achilles layer he actually created first. But we're going to be making Achilles into a defense type, an attack type, and a stamina type in 3 different videos. And for that, we need a balanced layer, and Chozy Achilles is more balanced than Z Achilles. So Chozy Achilles, obviously that's the layer we're going to be using. Let's move these to the side for a bit. So Chozy Achilles, let's take a moment to appreciate the design, right? It's got a squarish shape, right? 4 blades, right? It's got these small little things for defense, deflecting attacks. It's got these 2 massive swords for attack. Then it's got these little blockers here, and then on this side for defense, as well as burst stoppers for burst resistance, and an overall semi-squarish roundish shape for defense and balance, and also stamina. So the 11 disc, right? We're going to be basing it off the 11 disc and extend driver because that's the first parts of Achilles he created. So the 11 disc really had no specific gimmick. Similar to 00, it's basically just resembling a warrior, as in it has 2 sides that are smooth. So, defense, you want to have inward weight distribution. Now, I had 3 options for this. I could choose the 8 disc, which kind of works, but it has holes, which kind of don't really help with weight because holes have less weight. I have 0, which kind of works, but there's not as much inward weight distribution. It's more of like all-around weight distribution. So I chose the 10 disc because the 10 disc has these little arrows on the inside that have inward weight distribution, and it has these kind of like 10 blades around the outside. So it's just an overall defensive disc. Now I will be adding a frame to this disc, which is the bump frame, just for an added defensive element. So take this out, right? Defense combo, almost done. Now, the basic driver gimmick for Achilles is that it changes heights. Now, there is no defense driver, really, that changes heights. I mean, you could technically argue that, what's its name? Nothing is a defensive driver, but not really. And it kind of bounces, but no. See, we're basing this off extend. So extend has the mode where you change it into low mode, and then basically tall mode. Tall mode is flat, whereas low mode makes it lower, and then that exposes a sort of ball. So atomic, right? Atomic has a ball. Now, if you lift it like this, the ball kind of goes down. And then if you flip it like this, the ball kind of goes like the ball is kind of bouncy. Like, it's obviously nothing like extend, it's really not, but it has the ball shape. Like Achilles has the ball thing in the middle of this for like balance, it has this for defense, and it kind of has the red thing. I don't really have a lot of defensive drivers that change heights. In fact, I'm sure there aren't any defensive drivers that change heights, so atomic is the closest I could get because the ball kind of like, based on the attacking, the ball kind of like bounces downward and then like stabilizes for more downward weight distribution, so it's the best I could do. So take these away. So what if Iger created his bay to be a defense type? The combo would be Chozy Achilles, 10 bump atomic. I will be doing this as if he created his bay to be an attack type and a stamina type in 2 other videos. And then obviously like other bays like Spriggan and Valkyrie and Fafnir and Longinus and Cognite and Rocktavor and so forth. Be making them into different types because this is a new series and I think it's pretty cool. But the first opponent we're going to be starting off with as a test for its defense is the one and only Chozy Valkyrie. Pretty good so far. Valkyrie with them attacks. Okay, so the camera is like, I can't position it like right like this to the stadium because then it would like not stand up. I have to position it like that. It's kind of a good angle, but like I can like kind of like sit down and observe the bottom. And what I notice is that, okay, so Achilles clearly won that, but when Achilles is up on the ridge, it kind of is a little bit shorter because as it travels around, it exerts more downward force. So when it goes up on the ridge, it kind of like pushes a tiny bit down. It's not really noticeable, but you can kind of like tell if you lean really close that when it is pushed to the outer edge, it kind of like pushes down on the ball a bit. But yeah, pretty good defense. So yeah. And then I think we did a pretty good job of matching its attributes to Achilles. You know, changing heights, the design of the 11 disc, plus the extra added bump frame. So that'd be cool. I can try and base this off of so for Iger specifically, I'll probably only change his bay into an attack, defense, or stamina type with Choky Achilles, because with Union Achilles and Infinite Achilles, it's not really like pointful. So I kind of cut that part off, but basically what I was saying is, first finish. So Slash Valkyrie destroyed that. Let's try again. So basically what I was saying is that with any other protagonist that's not Iger, because they didn't actually create their first bay, I could use different versions. Like if I do what if Valkyrie was a defense type, I don't just have to do Chozy Valkyrie. I could do that with Slash Valkyrie as well as Brave Valkyrie. But with Achilles specifically, I should only do it with Chozy Achilles because he actually created his first bay. Luinar. I'm trying to think what combos I would make. For Luinar, what if Luinar was a stamina type? Well, if Luinar, we obviously have to keep the spin direction the same. And Nightmare Luinar, there's not really any... There are specific bays that I can't do because, like, for example, what if Nightmare Luinar was a stamina type? In God, there's only 2 other left spin bays, or technically 4, but Legend, Spryzen Requiem, and then Fafnir and Bahamut don't really match the shape, so there's specific bays that I just can't do it with, if that makes sense. See how Apostolate does? So, I was mainly going to put this guy up against, you know, like weak tier or mid tier GT bays, and then powerful turbo bays. And then obviously Nightmare is an exception just because it's Nightmare. But yeah, the fact that it's doing this well against bays like Apocalypse is pretty good. So I'm gonna launch it from super high up to see if it'll like bounce and do something. So I'm gonna launch it like this. I don't really know if that did anything, but like maybe that helped it with like downward force or something. I have no idea. I just wanted to try doing that. So Zwei, it's not really gonna lose against because Zwei has got that unbalanced spiral driver versus Phoenix. Pick that back up versus Phoenix. Okay. So now that I actually think about it, Atomic is basically the armor's helping Phoenix. The only thing is the armor's around the outer edge now, so if the armor's gonna actually work, it needs to push Achilles to the outer edge, but looks like it has enough stamina. So obviously I only have one Atomic driver, and that would usually go on Hazard stock combo, but not now, because you know what happens, so I'm gonna try Hazard on hold dash. Just for fun. So Hazard's actually pretty controllable with a fast driver. I assume because of its like circular shape, it's actually not accelerating that much, which is weird. Because you'd think a light bay with a 7 disc would accelerate, but I don't know. Weird. Okay. Battle of Stamina now. And even though it's on hold bash, do not underestimate hazard for base because it... And I take that back. For the final round, I thought I'd do Cho Z Achilles against Union Achilles and Z Achilles at once, but there's a twist. So I obviously don't have the extend driver that's supposed to go on Z Achilles, so I gave it Dimension, because that, you know, I'm not using Dimension on Cho Z Achilles, and I obviously gave it the double O disc so it wouldn't lose that badly. And let's do a triple battle. Honestly, okay. I feel like that was kind of like gonna happen anyway because Union Achilles hit Cho Z Achilles so hard. Okay, so let's burst all these bays and then put this bay, I guess, in the center of all these bays that we've used. Okay. Surrounded. So yeah, this is basically all there is. So yeah, again, this is a new series where I take a stock combo of a bay, make it into a different type. For Iger specifically, I'm only doing 3 videos of it, specifically on Cho Z Achilles, just because he actually created his first bay. So it'll be a little bit weird if I do it on Union, and if I get Infinite, if that makes sense. And then for Nightmare, I obviously can't do it because there's no left spin bay in God that kind of matches its design. But yeah, for other bays, I can do it multiple times. Like for Spriggan, I can't only do it on Cho Z Spriggan, I can also do it on Lord Spriggan, I can also do it on Legend Spriggan, I can also do it on the World Spriggan. For Fafnir, I can do it on Mirage Fafnir, Geist Fafnir, Wizard Fafnir, you know, multiple bays. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Subscribe if you enjoyed. Leave any requests of like what bay you would like to see and what type, like maybe a defense type Valkyrie or something. That would be cool. So yeah, leave your requests in the comment section below. Any type of bay you want to see, any type you want to see it as, except for obviously Achilles we can't do any more than Cho Z, and then Nightmare we can't do. But yeah, so subscribe if you enjoyed. Let me know your requests in the comment section below. Have fun, peace out, and don't forget to keep on blading.